Okay, guys, we're starting the YouTube stream, so don't say anything you don't want everyone to hear.
Okay. That's not good. Boy, my back is killing me. Doodle-doodle-deedle-diddle-dum.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello,
Bob?
hello.
Yes, Bob.
All right, we're good. Hold on one sec. Let me just test the stream.
Hello, Len.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing. How about you?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
How's the weather down there?
Beautiful. It was 70, no, 50 degrees. Sunny. No rain. No nothing.
Terrible up here. It's been windy, and we got to get a lot of rain the next few days. I've never seen so much rain up here for autumn.
Wow.
I've never seen anything like this.
Wow.
I don't know what's happening, but it's been raining 3 or 4 times a week since the first week of October. I can't get a whole bunch done here.
That's no good, yeah. Especially working around the house.
Yeah, well, boy, what they did to my house, everything's wet with the bulldozer and with the digger. Oh,
Yeah, I understand. That's a lot of work outside. And it required good weather. The weather is not necessary.
no, no. Well, I have a go around driveway. That needed to be re-gravelled. There's no way I can let a gravel truck in here because they'll go down to their axles, you know.
Yep.
But
Wow.
but I did get a nice buck, nice deer. So we've been having deer meat every day.
That's good. That's good.
There's always a
good.
consolation. Fresh meat's good.
Someone is producing echo.
Hey, Bob, did you find that button, which microphone? Which called microphone on the left side button?
Me?
Yeah.
Who are we missing still?
I got the microphone on the right bottom. Speaker, 50%.
Hey, Elazar, can you turn your webcam on real quick?
I think we don't have any echo
There he
right
is.
now anymore.
Hey, Elazar.
Hi, how are you guys? Can you hear me all right?
Yep, I hear you.
Can hear you, but we only see your eyeglasses.
Now?
All right, a little further, we'll see the whole beard. There you go. That's better. Yeah, because all I
Okay,
can
now
see.
you.
Now we see it. Now we see him.
Okay.
You might want to go down just a little lower, Elisa. All we can see is the bottom of your nose now. A little more. Keep going. All right.
Oh, okay. That's stop here.
That's good.
Hello, hello.
Hello, 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 hello.
Hello, hello. Bob Wilson responding.
Len here.
Dorado is here as well.
Essentially say when we get to the point where the candidate will be selected, I'll say, would you like to pick a name out of the hat? I'll just ask her, and then she'll pick one. I might go to Alex later, and then we'll just go all the way through the envelope until we're done. You can do that. I mean, if you want to stand up, you can. I'll get out of the way. Hello, hello, hello. Can everybody hear me?
I hear you, Wilson.
I can.
Yes.
All right, I just want to make sure because this is the mic I'm going to give to the candidates. He's going to plug that in, and then we should be ready to go.
Okay.
Very good. Sounds good.
How many minutes does everyone has?
I guess 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Yeah, I got 3 minutes to 7.
No, I mean, each one of us is supposed to speak for how long?
3 minutes.
Hello, hello, hello.
Mic check, mic check. All right.
Time you on my phone. We have 4 people on Skype.
Who are we missing on Skype? Who just left? Vladimir. No, he's here.
Okay, so we should
Robert.
have
We're missing
Vladimir,
Robert.
Alazar, Robert, and Lynn on Skype.
I'm here, Len.
Wilson's here.
All right.
Let's start here.
Your camera's not on, Robert. If you want to turn it on, feel free.
My camera? Should be.
Should be on because I can see you.
I'm on. I see myself up there.
All right. We're all ready?
Yeah, that's Wilson's. My camera on now.
You can just hand it. I'm going to leave that one here. This will be the podium mics for the speakers will be number 2. Number 2? Yep. Okay.
What is it?
All right. Good evening. Welcome to the 2019 Parker Dorado Meet the Candidates Night. My name is Billy Coleman. I'm the Director of Condominium Operations for Atlantic Pacific, and I'll be the moderator for this evening. With us, from a management perspective, we have Al Villaverde, who is the on-site manager, Patrick Janabir, who is the regional, and Sherry Verrett, who has a party to go to and won't be here very long. Enjoy. She actually has a day off and came by to say hi, so we really appreciate that. Tonight is an opportunity to hear the candidates speak, give their perspective of the community, and hopefully you guys will have the opportunity to learn about each one of the candidates tonight. They'll be afforded 3 minutes each. Obviously, there's going to be a slight transition between each person, so I anticipate that it's going to take between 4 and 5 minutes per candidate, including the transition. Just to give you an overview of the math, 16 people, 5 minutes, that's a lot of minutes, all right? It's about 80 minutes, all right? The original plan was to have a hard stop at an hour and a half. That doesn't really afford very much opportunity for people to ask questions, so we're going to extend that time. We're probably going to give an opportunity for about 10 to 15 questions at the conclusion of the candidate's opportunity for the 3 minutes. During the candidate's opportunity to speak, nobody in the audience addresses what is being said. It's just their opportunity to be heard. Please let's be very respectful of all of your owners in the group so that they can hear what is being said and so the candidates can get their message out. During the question and answer session, I'll go over these rules one additional time. The person who is identified to ask the question will ask the question specifically of one candidate, and then we'll sit down, and that candidate will answer. It is not a debate. It is not to go back and forth. If anybody is considered to be out of line, I will say please be respectful, 1, 2, and then you'll be asked to leave, just because I want to make sure that this goes off without any type of craziness and everybody has an opportunity to be heard. The way the candidates will be selected is all the candidates' names are in this envelope. They will be randomly selected, and however it comes out is the order for which they will present. I will ask one person, probably the beautiful young lady next to me, to choose the name, and then that person will be afforded the opportunity to come up to the podium. I will time it on my phone with a stopwatch. If anybody else would like to double that, they're more than welcome to do so. If they exceed at about 30 seconds left, I'm going to let them know that they have 30 seconds left. 15 seconds to 10 seconds, I'm going to let them know. And then when they go over, if it goes more than 5 to 15 seconds, their mic will be cut off. Okay? Is there any questions before we get started about the process? Okay. None being seen. I'm going to take the envelope. The first person tonight that will be presenting will be Boris Levin. He'll be afforded 3 minutes. He has mic number 2. I'll turn it on. Make sure it works. Absolutely. Okay, here we go. I will start with the first word, right? Levin?
All right.
I started.
Hello, everybody. My name is Boris Levin. My wife and I are full-time resident of Parker Dorado since 2016. Parker Dorado is our home. I have a master's degree in electrical engineering. For 23 years and before retirement in 2015, I have been working first as electrical technician, then become a foreman, and then as electrical engineer for New York City Transit Authority. At the same time, my wife, Valentina, and I have built and maintained a very successful retail business for 23 years that gave us a chance to retire earlier. Living here full-time gives me an ability to watch daily activities of our hired contractors and make sure every small detail is done as designed by our engineer. Every mistake or problem noticed by me will be reported to our project manager. I have no intention to interfere and distract work of any contractor. But I believe that constant control by owners is a key to successful project. Of course, all deficiency will be handled by project manager. Together with new board member, I am hoping to put a professional and economical plan. We will stop waste of money. It is not how much you spent, but what was accomplished. We spent a lot, but accomplished very little. Canopy is not done since I moved to the building. Awning and canopy poles painted 4 times and eventually was removed. I see nothing productive. We will try to accomplish much more than present board. We will rely on our management company, Atlantic Pacific, to find reputable contractors, and with help of engineer, we'll obtain at least 3 bids on each project. We will open all bids publicly in front of owner. It will be real honesty and transparency. I will help to save some money on our $500,000 per year utility bills. We will install a new LED lights We will regularly check water leaks in all our units. We will clean AC drains. To cleaning AC drains, we'll minimize leakage in unoccupied apartment and will stop replacement our dry wells on our expense. I work hard long hours and I know the value of a dollar. I cannot allow our money to be wasted as they have been wasted now. If I am elected, I will work hard with other board member and together with our management company, who was a lot of experience, we will make our Parker Dorado a shining jewel again. Thank you all.
Good job. 3 minutes and 13 seconds. Perfect. All right, the next name. That's all right. All right. Dominique Pasquale. All right. Stand behind you and let you know when your time comes up. As my mic dies. All right, when you start speaking, I'll start the clock.
Oh, thanks everybody for showing up this evening. Dominic Pascal. I don't know if anyone received my candidacy request, but speaking from my heart, this building is my home. It's my family's home. Over 30 years I've been an owner here. I've seen this building go up and down, go through many boards. I've been on boards. I've been on every aspect of this building. The reason I'm running again from many years ago is to see us get back on track. I think we are on the track and just about heading in the right direction. I'd like to see two things that I don't notice on some of our reports, and that's just basically a dollar amount of what we're spending. I love to see the accomplishments. I'd like to see exactly what it cost us on those reports. I've been here, like I said, over 30 years. Both of my assessments on both of my apartments are paid in full. So there's my heart. I'm not trying to say, well, where are we going to save money? I already spent it. Now I just want to see the completion of these projects, and I want to see them done properly. And of course, like everybody else, cost effectively. I've been retired for over 6 years. I don't want to go into bragging about myself, but I did it at a young age, saving money, managing projects, and being successful in anything I've tried to do. Again, thank you. My name is Dominic Pascal. I'd like your consideration. Thank you.
That was 1 minute and 40 seconds. Nice job. All right. The next person will be. Luis Daxon. All right. If you'd like to sit, you can, ma'am. It's okay.
It's okay. Oh,
Okay.
can they see me?
Here you go.
You know what? I'll just stand over here.
All right, no problem.
Thanks.
I'll slide this over. Good?
Yeah.
Maybe you start.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Louise Muscarella Doxson. My husband and I have lived here for 22 years. So we've seen a lot of things going on here at the Parker Dorado. There was a time when I served on the board. I think it was around 2008, 2009. We did a lot of things. At that time, we purchased some washers and dryers. They were ours. And the money that we made from the washers and dryers went back into the operation. Well, they were 10 years old when they got rid of them, but they just got rid of them. I don't know if they got any money for them. Some of them still worked. So anyway, we also at that time decided to self-govern, and we found a way to get out of the contract with Continental. They were governing us for quite a long time, and there was a lot of negligence, as you can still see. We're suffering from that. the country was going through a recession in '08, '09, so things were a little rough. We hired a head of maintenance who was actually an engineer from Purdue. Robbie, he was a great guy. He did a lot of work around the building, but it was not enough. We needed to do a lot more. One thing I wanted to say is that I'm a retired math teacher, taught high school math and some college classes for 42 years. I'm here retired now for 6 years. My husband and I have a home, another home in the Bahamas in Freeport, and we go there often. But this is our permanent residence, so we're here most of the time. If elected, I would work with this board. I want to say that we've lived through several other assessments, and it isn't, when it's done fast, it doesn't seem to work. We have to take it step by step, listen to some of the experts, and go about our business with experts to get this work done. I know that Atlantic Pacific is a very good management company. I know they have a lot of connections with other corporations that could help us or just suggest who we could go with. But if I'm elected, I would work well with the board as I was when I was teaching, working on committees, and supervising some teachers as a math supervisor for Dade County. I think that's about all I have to say. And I thank you very much. There's a lot of seats here for those people who are standing in the back. This reminds me of school.
Yeah, the first thing you'd say is everybody move to the front, right? I remember that. All right, the next person, Miss Louise, if you do the honors again. We have about 12 more of these to go through. All right, this is going to be our first test of Skype. Alazar. All right.
Good night, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
And can you see me?
Yep.
Good to go.
Okay. I'm going to put my counter clock. Well, as some of you know me already, my name is Alessar Van Steenberg from Apartment 101. I'm on my 7th year in the building. I live there with my wife and 2 kids. I live full-time in South Florida. A little bit of background on me is I have an accounting degree. I have also a graduate degree in finance, and I have an MBA from University of Miami. I have worked in the professional services industry most of my life, most of my career. I work for consulting firms very well known, such as Pricewaterhouse, Deloitte, Capgemini, and a few others. I have been a director and senior manager at those companies. I was also a consultant for very well-known Fortune 500 companies such as Nike, Aflac, Target, Heinz, Smithfield, and several others. Also, I worked in South America and Europe for a few years. So I did international projects. I worked with $50 million, $100 million projects that span globally and manage them successfully. Many of you might remember me. I was the president of the board the last 5 weeks of last year. You might remember the nice party that we had, and that we had a couple of budget meetings, one to approve the non-reserves and another to do the budget. And you might remember that those were meetings where everybody was able to ask questions and get an answer. There was no screaming, no insulting, no nothing. Everything was very orderly, and everybody walked out of the meeting peacefully. I believe that's what I want to do. I want to listen to all sides and all in a bipartisan way, if you want to call it that way, and hear all opinions and make sure we lead the Parque Dorado in the right direction. I am committed to achieving the best result for the building. and I am loyal to the building and to the pockets of all the owners, all of us who live there and who own a property there. I believe my experience in the professional services industry, particularly project management and finance and information technology, can help guide or supervise the multiple projects that are going on and help the building to the best result. I believe not only technical knowledge is important, but also project management is more important. In my experience, that's critical. So thank you everybody for listening to my presentation, and best wishes to every candidate.
Thank you, Alizar. All right, the next one, shake it, shake it, shake it. Okay. Pasquale Pallarino. Is he also on Skype? No? No Pasquale? All right. We'll move on then. And he's not on a cruise. One person's on a cruise. All right. Let's see. Who's next? Joseph Kaplan. Joseph? That's odd. Okay. Well, that's over 2. All right, we got to get better odds here. Just more time. There you go. All right. Kenneth Goldfine. All right. There you go. No problem. I don't start until you do.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ken Goldfine. My wife and I have owned our apartment for 10 years, and we are permanent Florida residents. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. Why I want to be on the board of directors. First of all, I'm not an engineer. However, I do have lots of experience in other important areas that the Park of Dorado and all of its residents will benefit from. This past year, a Safety and Security Committee was formed. As an active participant, I discovered many problems with our parking situation in the garage and also with building safety and security issues. One of the examples is the growing problem with Airbnb and illegal renting in our building, which is a major safety concern, which I will address if elected. Working on this committee, I have gotten experience working with the current board and our management company, while learning a lot about the inside and outside of our building. Before retiring, I owned and ran a successful business in New York. In my business, I wore many hats. I did the buying, the selling, handled accounts receivable and payable. I know how to make things work. If I am elected to the board, I promise to be independent and look at all sides of any and all issues. I will not be beholden to any group, current or future, on our board. I will not be pressured, bullied to vote for something I don't understand or believe in. I think everyone here is in agreement that this tired, old, neglected building needs major repairs. Present board has laid out and started an ambitious multi-project plan that is necessary and needs to be done correctly. I am against micromanaging, but I do believe that myself, if elected, and other board members should keep a diligent eye on waste and overruns. The bottom line, I have plenty of life experience to offer this building. I will be a full-time board member living here year-round. I will be proactive and engaged with any decision made by this board. This building is our home, and I will try to bridge the two different groups on our board. As Abraham Lincoln once said, "A house divided against itself will not stand." Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir. All right. Okay, good. All right. All right. Robert Wilson. Skype. Our second attempt at Skype tonight.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay, am I ready to go?
When you start, so will the clock, sir.
All righty. My name's Robert Wilson. My wife, Frida, and I have lived at the Park of Dorado since 1999. We've seen the face of it change physically and with the populace and residents of it, from back then kind of late elderly to retirees to younger people. And I think the building is kind of changing along with it. It is an old building, and we can talk about it being old and pile on it all we want, but the bottom line, it has to be fixed. And that's that. It's an investment for some. It's a home for others like myself. And it does need a lot of work. I think it's important that we prioritize what we're going to do, though. And I think for anything, you need a plan. You've all got my resumes. You know what I did. I started to dabble in real estate years ago up here in Georgia, where I'm enjoying the rain right now. And finally wound up building 2 subdivisions from the ground up. Building a subdivision in the mountains is a little more difficult than on flat land. I had to get myself acquainted with road building, contractors, how to get everybody to work together, get along together, check on contracts, do all of this type of stuff, as well as to get a basic and technical idea of how to build. I think it's important, in my opinion, that the board is comprised mostly of people that live here. To me, putting the overseeing of hired help, contractors and such into the hands of other people just doesn't make sense to me. Anytime I did that up there, I paid the price. It's important that who's ever on the board is able to monitor someone, anyone that's hired, any contractor. And remember, the contractor be the most wonderful guy in the world, but he's dependent on the workers. He's not there 24 hours a day. The workers, if they're goofing off or not doing their job, will pay for it. To me, if you get involved in something that you don't know how to handle, putting it in the hands of people that describe themselves as experts is not the way to go. And I think we've spent a lot of money and made a few blunders in the last year or so. Bottom line, I think what I know and what I can do would be very applicable and beneficial to the Park of Dorado and the residents of it. I think there's a few people here that probably know more about engineering than me, but I've got some hands-on experience. So that's about all I have to say for myself. Wish you all a happy holiday. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Ooh. All right, here we go. It surprises me, turns it off and turns it on. Okay. The next gentleman is Eric Ornstein. All right, the time will start when you do.
Excuse me, I've just been a little bit under the weather, or excuse me for my voice. I'm Eric Ornstein. My wife Rebecca and I have lived here for 10 years as full-time residents. Wow, 2018 has been some heck of a year. It finally happened. The owners of the building had enough of the neglect that's led to its dilapidation. You all weren't going to take it anymore, and you elected this board to make the changes necessary to get Park of Dorado back on track to where it should be.
There's still a small contingent of owners who, for whatever their reasons, don't want to join the rest of us and do what is right and fix the building. Is it the money? After over 2 decades of neglect, the people of Parque Dorado said no more. They're tired of seeing our property values diminish while the surrounding buildings on the beach improve to keep up with the times. Well, all that money was saved for naught. When you pay now or you pay later, as we're finding out, it always costs more to pay later. This board has shown you in person, published correspondence, and placed on the association's website all relative information for anyone to see. Many owners also asked for information and one-on-one time with our manager. Each request has been met and the owner was provided with the information, again demonstrating this board's mandate for total disclosure. There's a specific and distinct building codes and laws for the states, counties, and cities that we live in. Some people in this room think that they themselves alone can design, manage, and supervise the projects. The past has proven to everyone in this room that doing it ourselves doesn't work. Look how much time and money we've wasted in the past. You've seen the list of things that have been planned, underway, or completed. It's hard to believe that anything could be accomplished when you have a small group of people that will do anything to have the progress stop and put Parque Dorado back into the tailspin it was in. These people are malicious and miserable and have done nothing other than to cost the owners, you and me, time and money from our pockets with frivolous lawsuits and carefully contemplated interruptions. Please just listen carefully about what I'm about to say right now, because we're at a pivotal moment in the history of Parque Dorado. We can and should allow those who have proven their commitment to fix Parque Dorado to do so. Many of you have been vocal in a positive manner and see the progress and want to move forward. You are the ones that matter. Yours are the votes we need. Progress, modernization, beautification, and a plan to keep it always continually moving in that direction. I commend those who want to be elected to the board to help the building, those who are willing to stand up and put their time and effort for the right reasons, not the wrong reasons. The right reasons being to continue the progress, start and complete projects on schedule and budget, have all the work completed under the close supervision and responsibility of currently active licensed professionals. The wrong reasons are we can do it ourselves. We can save the money doing it ourselves. We don't want a luxury condominium. We want something cheap and affordable, and for it to stay that way so we don't have to pay more taxes. Despite the ill will and disparaging remarks, a select few, I've committed myself to finish what I started. I appeal to those of you who are of the intellect and clear thought to vote for me. Please don't put your trust in those that have lied, fabricated information, or used bullying tactics to put fear or doubt in the minds of others. These people obviously don't want to see Parque Dorado restored back to its beauty and good health. Thank you. I hope you support me.
All right. Next. There you go, Miss Louise. You got the most important job. Nobody would get up if you didn't pick names. Vladimir McGill, who is Skype. Yep. Okay.
How you doing, guys? Can you hear me?
Yes. When you start, the timer will start.
Okay. Thank you for having me here. Just a few quick words. I'm pretty new to this building. I live here for about 3 years. It's a wonderful and beautiful property. And we purchased this apartment, which is very nice because we have few friends in the same building. We have a lot of friends living around, and we were amazed by the quality and the beautiful building that it was a few years back. So living there for these 2-3 years now, we have seen a lot of different things happening, and we actually don't like it to see it. And you can imagine, being an owner and an investor, it's pity to see, a few things going wrong. But when a lot of things going wrong, that's really a problem. What I can say about myself, again, I have a beautiful wife and a lot of kids, 2 kids and a dog and a hedgehog. So let's say it, a lot of kids. Um, Personally, we are really financially stable, and we're not dependent on anybody or anything. So that means that um, anything happens in this building and our budget, we don't care much. We just need to make sure that everything is being spent carefully and properly and being managed towards the beautification of this amazing building that we have. Um, I have personally managing a big group right now, actually, about 150 people where I work and managing budget $50 million plus. So that really tells you something. You can trust me with a budget that we have and anything we're going to get in the future. The um, agenda that I have really is to really fix what can be fixed right now, uh, bring everybody on the same page, and make sure that the board of directors works not for themselves, but for the building, for us, for owners. My doors will be open all the time. Anything needs to be done, and if you want to talk to me, you can come and ask. And again, I can talk to you in many different languages. You probably have seen my resume. Um, Not all of them, but some. You can comfortably call me, email me, chat, come over, and we can talk about different things. Now, about the current board, I'm not going to spend much time on it. Things happens. We all have our
All right, sir.
differences, but we need to
3
make
minutes and
sure.
22 seconds.
Okay, but we got to make sure that we all work together and on the same page. That's the bottom line. Respect,
All right.
respect, and respect again and again. And we love you all.
Thank you, sir. All right, the next person. Jan Mikahalkin. I hope I pronounced that right. I apologize. Malkin. Jan? No Jan? He's supposedly not on a cruise, but all right, we'll go on. All right, Victor Linetsky. And Victor? Victor Linetsky? All right, jeez. Huh? Yeah, surprised. Hey, don't you put your name on a ballot? Oh, Alessio. I know he's here. Alessio Sorella.
Good evening, all. My name is Alessio Sorella. Most of you know me as Alex. I've been an owner here since 2008. I am proud to present my candidacy for board member. I have given a lot to this building over the past 2 years through my experience and knowledge of mechanical and electrical building systems. I have spent my whole career in building systems design and construction and would love the challenge to continue to pass on what I know to continue to improve the functionality of this building, which I adore. I am a true believer in constant and consistent maintenance and upgrade of building systems and structures, including keeping the look and beautification up to date. I currently am a board member and have been for the last 2 years. I have helped, along with other board members, spearhead many of the projects this year's board has been involved in and helped to guide all non-technical board members to understand the technical aspects of our projects. A little about myself. I speak 4 languages, including French, Italian, and Spanish. I have a college degree in pure and applied sciences. I obtained a certificate in building systems engineering technology with specialization in heating, ventilation, air conditioning, refrigeration, plumbing, electrical, and control systems. I have worked 6 years in building systems design, including job site management and equipment purchasing. I've managed many large-scale job sites, including the management of several trades, including plumbers, electricians, sheet metal workers, and refrigeration technicians. I have spent the last 25 years building and managing my own successful business in a manufacturing-related business. My company designs and fabricates HVAC ductwork and all related accessories for large-scale commercial, industrial, and institutional job sites. We have become one of the largest and technologically advanced fabricators in our region. I have also acquired a lot of experience in acting as general contractor for the building of my 2 personal homes and the building of 2 of my manufacturing plants. Why am I running again? Because I am confident that the path we are on is the right one and would love the opportunity to participate and continue this constructive work, which in the end will benefit us all. We have already benefited, but there is so much more to do. The main reason why I want to be on this board is to help you attain a safe and functional building as it should be. I would also like to work towards having a kinder, less divisive community where everyone feels like they're part of the progress and where we are all working in the same direction. Only as a collective group can we truly succeed. Let's make this place shine together. I would appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. All right. All right. Len Zaretsky, he is on Skype.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we do.
Okay, thank you. Dear owners, my name is Len Zaretsky and I have lived here for almost 3 years. Today I'd like to share my thoughts about the stakes in this election. I am a senior engineer with 48 years of experience in complex systems. I have master's degrees in mechanical engineering and many certificates. 3 years ago, even before I was elected to the board, I was asked to look into engineering systems of this building and see what needs to be fixed and how. I studied all the reports and observed the crumbling infrastructure of our building, dilapidated chiller system, air conditioning units on the last leg, leaking pipes, beat up generator and electrical panels, pumps, decaying stormwater system, broken down moisture elimination. Everything I was looking, I saw the possibilities to improve it. I discovered much of it needed improvement, renewal, and replacement, not just cheap fix-ups. I then developed the building rehabilitation plan, which became the basis of the work started this year. Sadly, because of the board's interference and lack of understanding of the complexity of the undertaking, this has been terribly mishandled. I suggest this is largely due to attitude of inexperienced members of the board. It needs a hard work and knowledge how to do that from everybody. People have asked me why I'm running on the board again. My straight answer is here. There is a lot to be done. I am now retired and plan to live here much more time. It tears my guts to be ignored and see the waste of money and lack of understanding what has been going on this past year. I'm certain I will do a better job. Here's what I promise you. I do not have a hidden agenda. I will not force an unmanageable debt on the owners. I believe the current assessment will give us sufficient cash flow to achieve the major and important things over the time. I will not support frivolous spending just to try appear like something was done. I promise all financial expenditures and commitments will be open and completely clear. I promise my management style will be user-friendly. I promise to all owners that I will fight hard to get value for your money. And I speak 4 languages, a little less than somebody else. Thank you for listening.
All right. Thank you, Lynn. Hello? Okay, that was scary. All right. All right. Left, I believe. Vladimir. Oh, this gentleman doesn't wish to speak. Vladimir Gorbachev. Okay. Robert Marvinto.
Fellow owners, thank you for being here, and for those of you online, thank you for watching. The January 2nd election is a very important one. Basically, you will be voting whether to continue the good work this board has done or whether to bring it to a halt and return Parque Dorado to its dark days. I don't think it's a very difficult decision. Thanks to the majority on this board, we are finally starting to see the light. With an incredible amount of hard work, much has been accomplished, and I'm proud to say I've been part of the group pushing for the improvements. It has been my pleasure to work with Marla, our president. While I don't live here full-time, we've had daily conversations to discuss all projects and to offer my experience as a successful businessman. I oversee a vast operation and possess a solid background in finance, administration, operations, and sales. I've been using this experience for the benefit of the Parque Dorado. Here's what's been accomplished after years of neglect. The laundry rooms were finished. We have started work on upper and lower mechanical rooms to finally address our huge mold problem. This was pretty much ignored for 10 years. Also neglected were the risers, and we have successfully completed 2 lines. We started the much-needed 40-year electrical inspection. The canopy project is underway at this time, and this job is being properly done. It is resistant for winds up to 120 miles an hour with the fabric on and the structure up to 180 miles per hour. We fixed the fountain, the air conditioning in the gym, installed the pool shower, and we are addressing so many other things. All this could never have been done, including the bidding and selection process, without our project managers. To try to do this ourselves is a complete non-starter. Had we gone this route, we'd still be spinning our wheels and wasting a ton of money. I am a no-nonsense guy. I want to get the job done. I will certainly listen to reason, but I will not tolerate those who want to disrupt. I am extremely proud to be part of the board majority that negotiated a $418,000 insurance settlement. I want to thank our manager, Al Villaverde, for his role in this also. Thank you, Al. This is exactly how most of us are working for you. I look forward to serving you again, to getting the Parque Dorado back on the map. Please re-elect me. My name is Robert Marvento. Thank you and happy holidays.
Okay, I believe we only have one left. All right, we have Edward, I can't pronounce this. Edward Dorado, I can't pronounce his name. Sorry, Edward, no, he's on a cruise. So that makes it real simple. All right, I apologize. I don't speak 4 languages. All right. I want to thank all the candidates tonight. You guys did a wonderful job. I hope it was very informational for everybody here. At this time, what I'm going to do is Patrick is going to have a microphone. I'm going to ask 2 things. Okay. Patrick is going to retain control of the microphone. Okay. So nobody try to take it away from him. Okay. That's number 1. All right. All right. Yeah. Patrick and Al. All right. I want everybody to remember grammatical concepts. Questions have a question mark. Statements have a period and an exclamation point. We're all good with that, right? Okay. I don't want people saying, you know, XYZ. It's about a question. Once the question is asked, the individual that it is asked to will be afforded 3 minutes to answer the question. Okay? We will have approximately, we got a good amount of time. So we'll probably make at least 15 questions if that's how many people we have. I'm going to do it randomly, so I apologize. I didn't come prepared for a whole bunch of figuring that out. So I'm just going to ask everybody to raise your hand who has a question. Okay, that's good. We got 15 people. I'll start on this side. Yes, ma'am, right here. Al? Please introduce yourself and give me the unit number that you currently own. Okay?
This question is going to be addressed to Mr. Wilson. I'm Sandy Druck, and I'm apartment 1122. I've actually been at the Park of Dorado for 33 years. I'm a Canadian. I'm not a full-time resident, and I'm not an engineer. Now, Mr. Wilson, in the resume that you submitted for your candidacy, said, I have never seen such an ongoing division and malice, not only between the board and residents, but also within the very board itself. So my question to you is based on the fact that you attempted to recall the board very early on after its democratic election last January. In the event that you are elected and without the benefit of the rest of your slate, would you be able to declare yourself this evening on record that you would be able to work with a board that is not like-minded and also with the 2 remaining board members that you tried to recall?
Geez, that was long, but thank you. All right, that question was for Robert Wilson. He's on Skype, so we'll afford Mr. Wilson 3 minutes to respond to the question, if he can remember it.
Okay.
Mr. Wilson?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It won't take 3 minutes. If I thought that I would be so jaded and so convinced of animosity towards the board that's there, I certainly wouldn't put my hat in the ring to work with them. There comes a time when you're trying to achieve a goal where you have to put away any differences, personal or any other way. And I'm pretty much convinced that I can do that. If I didn't think I could, I wouldn't be up for candidacy. That's it.
All right, thank you, sir. Okay. Next. All right. Sorry. I'll go right here. Al? Yep. Don't give the mic away, Al. Sorry. I got her. I'm sorry.
Hi, my name is Lisa. I'm from apartment 515. I've owned here for 10 years. And my question is to Mr. Boris Levine. My question is, you and your slate have mentioned that you would like to do away with security and valet. And I'd like to know how you can justify this, please.
But I didn't mention about security and valet. No, read my paper. I didn't mention this. I didn't say even one word about security and about valet. Read my. No.
Said he didn't say that? No. If it's in his bio or on his whatever it's called, he said he didn't say it. I'll leave that up to the audience to determine. All right, next. Yes, sir, right here, Al. And then I'll come to this side. Yeah, sorry. Just ground rules. No giving the mic away tonight.
So my name is Philip Weinstein. We're in Unit 510. Actually, my question is for Mr. Vladimir Magil, who was on Skype. So I just wondered, is he still available? Yes? There you are. Okay. So, Mr. Magil, I understand actually you have stated publicly.
Sorry,
Vladimir, excuse us. You've stated publicly, and I quote, the new board should consider a full audit into the current board's dealings and proceed from the findings. You are implying that something inappropriate has happened, or you're insinuating that there's a fraud that's been committed. What legitimate proof do you have to make such an accusation, and how can you justify the cost of the proposed audit And if there are no findings, will you personally reimburse the association for these additional costs?
All right.
Thank you.
Who was that for? That was Vladimir McGill. 3 minutes, sir.
Yes, sure. Very easy answer. First of all, there are no accusations or anything in that sort. We unfortunately not on the board at this point of time, and the only documents that we could get to is what we were sent to, to our email boxes and the things that we could acquire. Based on a quick review of the financial documents that myself personally and my wife, who is the financial advisor, accountant, and CPA, we found a lot of discrepancies in the financial documents that are very questionable. And I will spend my own money, if we're going to get on the board, to get the independent research and investigation into what actually had transpired during this year, or maybe even going back 2 years or so. We found things being spent in Canada and other places that has no tracking information, that we cannot actually get any answer, but it's really something for the auditors to take a look at, like I said. So we can look into that. We don't really have to spend a lot of time or money even. It can be done internally by the professionals that will come on this board. And if we're going to find something, we will go ahead with the other steps and actions, as I stated in some of the emails that you just read off. If we're not going to find anything, that's a beautiful thing. And I cannot say anything more out of it.
Hold on. Yes, I apologize. I will say that he asked for a specific example, so I will let him say, if you want the specific example, sir.
Yes, we do have
So
a specific
that's all I'm going to
example,
say is you did ask for specific, so if he has specific, he can be afforded the opportunity to address the specific question. If he chooses not to, that is up to him. So, Mr. McGill. Sir, please, that's one warning.
Like I said, we do have a specific example, and we have sent few emails about 6 months back. We can go back to the drawing board and get that one of the statements that they found discrepancies, obviously. But again, it's not for this meeting. It's for the audit that should and will come out at some point of time.
Okay, thank you.
Even if I'm not board or not on the board.
Okay, that's 3 minutes. I apologize. Thank you.
From this
All right.
section, maybe, and then we're going to go.
So I don't know who Margarita is specifically, but if you raise your hand, sure. Yes, ma'am, in the back with the pretty striped blouse.
Hi, I have apartment 1512. I have a question to Eric. We open up a loan for $5.6 million, and the first 18 months, it's a line of credit, which we never drew any money, but we are paying interest. After 18 months, what's the plans of the board? Are you planning to recalculate because we are paying in, but the money is there standing? What was the plans of the board?
I'm really not understanding your question. If you could ask it to me again, rephrase it.
Want to ask again? Ask it again.
When we originally opened up the loan, I was in a meeting where you said, or Marla said, after 18 months, we will recalculate where we're standing, and if we have surplus, we'll adjust the payments, and the people who paid up front, they will get refund. So now,
Okay,
what's...
I understand your question now, okay? And don't put words in my mouth, because I never said anybody's going to get a refund, okay? Here's what I did say, okay? We took out a line of credit, an LOC, for 18 months. Not a loan yet. It has the ability at the end of 18 months to convert to a loan, okay? We have not drawn a dime from the line of credit. We have not paid a dime of interest from the line of credit. Okay? The reason that we calculated the reason you're paying what you're paying is because now in 6 months, our line of credit is going to convert to a loan. We are going to draw money down from that line of credit. And when we do, we're going to now have the money available to pay the amount of whatever the amount of whatever the amount that the loan will be. The loan could be less than the $5 million that we can, the 5.4 that we can draw down upon. It can't be more than that. If it happens to be less than that, I doubt that will be the case very much. If it were to be less than that, then there would be something called a true-up. And a true-up does a calculation to find out you've paid all this interest in advance. And the idea that we're paying the interest is so that when we start paying our loan, we're going to have the money to pay the loan, not now collect it and try to catch up. We're going to have the money there available to pay it. So when we have this true-up, anybody who has paid more than the amount of money that we've drawn down, that money will go towards, I never said you were going to get it back, that money would go towards reducing the ultimate amount of the loan that we need. So if we didn't draw, and again, don't take this mistakenly, I think we're going to draw all of the money. We're going to use all of the money. But if we were to not use all of that money, the difference of what we didn't use would be able to reduce, instead of taking a $5 million loan, we'd now be taking a $4 million loan. We're paying the interest based upon a loan amortization schedule of 8 years when we finally convert the loan. Okay? By having a less of a payment, we won't be paying. We'll still have the money to make the same payments, but the loan won't last 8 years. We'll pay it off in a much shorter period of time. And when you pay that loan off in a much shorter period of time, you save interest, just like on your home mortgage when you pay your home off sooner. Did that answer your question?
All right. All right. Yes. I don't see anyone on this side, so yes, ma'am. Al, hold on. Make sure the microphone gets there. Al, where are you going there, bud? Al's not as surprised as he was when he was a little younger.
Long walk.
Al gets around the building pretty good, though, from what I hear.
Yeah, I'm a control. So
Oh, there
this
you go.
question is for Boris Levine. As the original organizer of the PD Forum under Leo's instruction, you have been instrumental in helping to regularly get out information which has proven to be false and defamatory to several people in this building. How do you justify such actions?
You ask about security? Or what? I didn't understand what you asked.
I wonder who wrote this note.
You didn't get it? One more time? Okay. Right again.
This really upsets me, and I know it upsets a lot of people. As the original organizer of the PD Forum and under Leo's instruction, you have been instrumental in helping to regularly get out information which has proven to be false and defamatory to several people in this building. How do you justify such action?
Probably it's I did not wrote that form. No, it's not for me. Believe me.
Okay. Sorry. I can't. It's not a debate. The question was, hold on. Okay, he said he was not the organizer of whatever that was. I don't know what it is, but we'll go from there. He didn't do any of that, so I don't know. But I'm not getting into it. Who's next? Okay. Well, actually, go to the gentleman right there beside you, Al.
Yes, he's been patiently.
I'm trying to make it easy for you, Al.
So this is a little bit along the same lines of that, but this question's for Len. Len, can you hear me?
Zaretsky, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Len Zaretsky.
I can't hear the question. Can you repeat, please?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Great. So, Len, our community has received countless emails from you accusing the board.
I'm sorry. Can you name yourself?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, name and unit number.
You're right. Brian Burko, Unit 901.
Okay. Oh, remember.
So, Len, we received countless emails from you accusing the board majority of many wrongdoings, including but not limited to hiring Canadian project managers, spending $900,000 of alleged reserve money, that every project they've done has been over budget, and that the board is not being transparent. Today, our board's executive vice president, Mr. Zucker, sent an official email with the facts laid out for us all to see. These facts clearly prove that every single one of your claims to be a total fabrication with no basis in truth.
Question mark, not period, please.
I'm coming to that. Sorry. You then wrote a reply to Mr. Zucker's email, once again calling the board basically a bunch of liars, but there was no proof of anything. So my question for you is, where is the proof for all the claims you keep making? Because you make a lot of claims, but I never see any proof.
Okay.
That's the question.
Okay.
Lynn, 3 minutes.
Let me try to answer that question. As a technical person, very technical person, I can see what's happened on the technical part. And if laundry, the first time when a contractor asked us was $485,000, and I quickly negotiated, it took me like 30 minutes, and the price drops 60,000. What do you think? That's fact, or that's something which I'm making up? When I read proposal from architect for doing hallways, an original price for architectural work, which I can assess, very, very small work, and they ask for 42,000. And our first time when I wrote, it immediately dropped 13,000 down. What does it tell you? What does it tell you? Nobody else, from Canadian gentlemen and ladies, nobody else picking up that type of. Now, where I get the fact on each, I would like you. I come in January and I'm gonna talk to you personally. I give you all facts which you want, whatever you want. If you want me to do now specifically something,
Please, sir. Please, sir.
Facts. We're not making up. We're not doing nothing which is just making that board very, very divisive. Our manager is very, very divisive. She should be uniting us. It's not. First few months we worked together. And I thought it's going to be like that, but it's not. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. A lot of, I have emails, tens and 20s emails, which we never get at all. I have emails from our lawyer, which I never get that. And so Leo Moldavsky, he didn't get that. And that specifically said, those people, Canadian manager.
Lynn. There was, you'll only hear me say this. If it's a specific question, I got to ask for a specific answer for 3 minutes. So, all right. I guess that's the time. Yeah. Well, that's okay. Please, no insults. He did his best, I think, to attempt to answer the question. Yes, I'll go right there. Yes, ma'am. And is there anybody else?
Anybody on this side of the room have a question?
Yeah. Okay. We'll go right here. Hold on. It's just shorter. I don't want Al to get exhausted. It's just shorter. Then you're next. I promise, Judy. Okay. You're the last person I want mad at me.
Hi, my name is Susan Erber, 1109. This question is for Vladimir Magill. I apologize if I mispronounced your name. You recently posted information on PD Opinions and PD Forum that was reprint from Opinions. You said non-licensed, non-compliant people, protocols, procedures were being used. You did not give any verification or proof of this information. Why are you insistent on giving misinformation to our residents of Parker Dorado?
I'm sorry, can you ask, who was that for? Or that was for Vladimir McGill? Okay, he's on Skype. Again, that question was specific to false information. If you have factual information, please provide it. You have 3 minutes, sir.
No problem. Again, I just want to make sure that you guys understand that I'm not part of the board. And I am replying to the emails and correspondence that coming out of management, director, and other groups. And based on the review of what is coming out of those emails, I'm making my opinions and suggestions in some ways. In no way you can consider my emails as something that I'm saying it's right or wrong. I'm just providing you my opinion. I have the full right to have my own opinion, and I'm going to fight forever to have my own opinions. That's the underlying issue within these boards that we have right now. We should have our own opinions and fight for that. Now, addressing your particular question, the words that you put there were not mine. I didn't write anything like that, okay? So someone gave you that note, someone wrote something for you to ask, which is fine. But just think about it, that nobody on either side at this point of time can say that either one of the sides, and whoever side you take, is saying the truth or lying. Let's be transparent. Let's vote for the new board. Let's get into the papers. Let's uncover what happened and transpired, and you'll see the truth. The bottom line is, we need to be successful. We need to live in a beautiful building, and we'll live together, okay? That's my message for you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, Judy.
My question is for Mr. Zaretsky.
Name and address, please.
Judy Gottlieb, 916. Mr. Zaretsky, it is clear that you're not a team player unless you're involved with your personal cronies in betrayal tactics and spinning your destructive lies, as well as what Russian culture calls compromat. For the past 2 years, you have not come to any productive decisions, and you kept causing delays with your unlimited go-nowhere questions. These delays cost the owners of PD.
Question mark, not
We are
period.
finally getting things done at PD.
Guys, I think you need to stop right there. You know, I was
Hold on.
born in the United States, but whatever you're saying right now is absolutely wrong. Okay?
Obviously.
Hello, ho, everybody, please. Everybody.
Be respectful.
Jody, ask
Hold
a
on.
question.
Do me a favor. Mute Skype.
She's getting to the question now.
Hold on.
For the person who wrote it for you.
I think she needs.
Hello, ladies. Listen. Hello. Ma'am.
Listen to the narrative.
Ma'am.
Question.
Okay. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. You have one more, ma'am. I'm going to have to ask you to leave if you pertain with the outburst. Continue with the outburst. Okay? You can continue to ask your question, Ms. Gottlieb.
Thank you. My question is, how do you expect to get along with the next board, given your history with the last two boards?
Okay. Now Skype can go back on. I think that was for Lynn, right? All right, Lynn, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. We can now hear you. You have 3 minutes to respond.
Can you repeat which question? How I get along?
Basically, based on your history, I have no idea what that is. How do you plan to get along with the next board?
The history, yeah, okay, gotcha. Got the question. If when we go to the beginning of that new board, I was very involved in all activities. But then I saw hidden emails from me. I saw completely. We started meetings with contractor, with project manager, and then it was suspended. I mean, it was impossible to work with that board, with majority of this. So 2 engineers, they didn't listen to our opinions. It's nothing. I mean, the time when I was participating in meetings, that's when we can basically decide how to go better. And I review drawings myself. I did I wrote numerous amount of emails on technical of nature, but I never expect what somebody start hiding from me the data and a lot of stuff. So I finished that.
Okay. Thank you, Lynn. Okay.
Any more on this side of the room?
I can't force an answer. Okay. No. Al, this young lady, I guess you can hand it to her because you could rest a little way if you needed to. Name and unit number, please.
I'm Linda Mintz, apartment 1016, and have been living in the building from the day it became condo. So it's about 46 years, and I've seen a lot that's happened here. My question is to Mr. Wilson. Is he on Skype now?
Yes, Mr. Robert is definitely on Skype.
Okay, so I have a bit of a history, and then I do have a very specific question. And I am referring
Please, question marks, not periods.
Pardon?
Question marks, not periods.
No, okay, so I'm referring specifically to what you had put out in your, if you want to call it CV, of which you are very determined to, or you have the belief that we should be micromanaging the building as opposed to investing in people that are experienced, licensed individuals. And I take issue with that, and I'll just read a couple of the reasons why I feel that that is a fail.
Question mark.
The question mark, well, I have to preface it so he understands the question. So here we are. Here are some of the failures due to micromanaging, which you seem to adhere to. You have been here since 1999, as you stated, and you have been witness for 20 years of micromanaging in this building by members of previous boards. I assume that is correct, sir. So what has happened in this micromanaging has resulted in redoing the external parking lot.
Question mark, please. Question mark.
Redoing an existing swimming pool. Excuse me? Excuse me? Look, he has to have, sir, we'll continue, Mr. Wilson. So all the micromanaging that had to be done in the apartment building had to be redone because the boards did not hire the professional people. So my question to you, sir, if people now allow me to go forward, is how can you say that micromanaging is the way to go when the history has shown that this approach has been a costly and disastrous approach? For the record, just before you answer that question, I wish to inform the members of the people that are here and of the condominium that it was the contractors who demanded from the board, from the existing board, that both Leon and Len and Leo would cease and desist from interfering with the contractor's work.
Question mark, not period, ma'am.
So that's it.
Okay, so.
Thank you.
Okay. Was that for Lynn? I'm sorry. Robert, sorry. Okay. So Robert, just to kind of shorten that, she wants to know, based on, I guess, the history of the building perceivably being micromanaged, how micromanaging would be beneficial moving forward.
Well, I don't know if the building has always been micromanaged. I was on the board 2 years, and we hired contractors and such as that, but we had board members that kept an eye on what's going on. I think, and I'll state it again, regardless of our oratorical approach to it, that there's nothing wrong with hiring a project manager. I just wonder where the project manager was when the risers were put in. Cement was put around hundreds of feet of pipe. The noise was deafening and torturous to the people that lived there. And I believe we paid for that instead of putting in flexible surrounding on those pipes. And I believe we paid for its removal. Where was the project manager? Where's the project manager on that fountain, which to me, I don't know what that's supposed to represent.
Okay.
And we're paying this project manager. I'm not advocating that we should always just micromanage like we're all contractors and engineers. But what I am saying is I think we have enough engineers and people like myself who have built things ground up and worked on things and have an idea of what's going on and will be able to keep an eye on it. I was on the board twice. 2 or 3 times I made spot checks on people who were on the top floor. Took them 3 days to take off a 2-inch bolt on a retaining ring. And every time I went there, instead of 2 people, there was 1 or they were absent completely. And then had the nerve to bill us for that time. That's why I believe if we have a project manager, that's fine. If he's competent, if he's there 24 hours a day. I hope that answer satisfies you. And that's the answer.
Okay. I guess right there.
It's coming. It's coming. Thank you. I'll hold it for you.
No.
My question, my name is Sam Schmargon. I'm from apartment 1512, and I got a very short and simple question. My question to re-answer for 2 re-elected candidates, Eric and Robert. How it's happened that we hire a project manager from Canada, according the our lawyer advised not to hire this person. You was involved or just Marla on Alex make the decision?
Well, I guess that was a combination question. I think it was for, all right, please be nice. Yeah, I'm giving it to you.
Okay, the question was answered to myself and to Robert. Okay, to myself and to Robert, so I'll answer for myself. Okay, I was part of every meeting, every discussion that had to do with hiring our project managers. Gus lives and works in Miami. The company we hired was vetted, and I believe he has a contractual relationship with a Canadian company that oversees, and he's part of a network, but he's local in Miami. So everybody keeps saying that our contractors are from Canada. Okay, our project manager lives and works in Miami. As licensed in Florida. Completed the Wave building, which is beautiful. Okay? So your answer to your question was I was part of everything, and I agreed with it all.
Okay. Robert feels like Eric answered it credibly. Well, you. Well, listen, shh, audience. It has been stated. I read something today that was sent out about it, so I'm pretty sure it's been reiterated. All right, I understand your frustration about it, but
as far as the question goes.
Stand up, Robert.
As far as the question goes, GM Consultant is the project manager on books. They are being paid by us. Joe Mancini works for GM Consulting. We personally have nothing to do with Joe Mancini. We pay GM Consulting. And as far as this board goes, I very well remember that all 7 members, all 7 voted for GM Consulting.
Thank you. All right. I'm going to do a time check. All right, we got time for 1, maybe 2 more questions if there is anybody in the audience who would like. Yes, ma'am. We'll go over here. Mr. Patrick is running around. I guess we tuckered out Al.
Can you guys hear me?
Go ahead.
Yes?
I believe so.
Can you hear me?
Make sure you speak into the mic. Name and unit number first, please.
I'm also sick, so I apologize. My voice is a little out of it. Any better?
Yes, ma'am.
Olga, apartment 306. Hi, guys. I have a question for 2 candidates, if you don't mind, because I kind of felt like they've expressed that they're independent and their goal and agenda is to try to bring the board together. And I'm assuming that also means the very obviously 2 different perspectives. It's been illustrated very well tonight between the groups of people that are currently here present. So to Dominic and to Ken, if you guys could give some kind of constructive ideas of how you see bringing these groups together so that people are not as frustrated, they're not as much as, at each other's throats over different issues, different perspectives, views of how they see solving the problems. Because I kind of got from your speeches that that was your focus. You want to bring people together. So there's a great example of what's going on right now. Maybe you have some constructive solutions.
Yes, well, first of all, we all live in this building together, and we're going to have to get along. We have mistrust, and there is misinformation that is going around that I will personally get to the bottom of it and the truth. And my opinion will be, well, first of all, I will talk to everybody and try to get all the information, and I will talk to everybody individually if they want to talk with me, and I will try to make an agreement with everybody. We got to compromise. That's basically it. We have to fix this building, and we can't fight and bicker and accuse people of wrongdoing, libelous stuff. If it's true, if you can prove it to me that is true, anything that you're saying is true about people on the board right now, I will be with you. But if not, I will call you all out. Thank you.
Hello, it's not the first and not the last time this is going to happen. Like I said, 30 plus years in the building, there's always going to be people that have a different point of view. I've been in a line of business and also constructed business with people that didn't always agree with me. The bottom line, and the only reason I am running, is to dispel rumor and innuendo and get the facts against the fiction. And the easiest way is, and I've said this to many people, a line item budget that has every single expenditure, every single cost, and every single dollar that comes in. So we have a line item budget. Then a progress report that has an expenditure on it. It cost us this much this month, this is what we expect it to be, and this is how much we might be saving, or this is how much we are over budget. So every month, if that kind of report comes out, and that's all I want to say, because like I said, I already spent 2 assessments on both of my apartments. My money's spent. I want to see everyone get along here. My parents were on the shuffleboard court. There were parties with over 125 people. Guess how many people played shuffleboard? I said it before. If our parents were here right now, okay, Nina and Gaspar, I wish they were here because they'd be kicking some ass and nobody would be fighting like this because we'd all be having a cocktail after this. Because on the bottom line is, this is our home. This place right here has already been left to my unborn granddaughter that's expected in the next couple of weeks. Okay? So I'm going to be here. And if it's not me, it's my daughter. And if not, it's already my great-grandson or great-granddaughter. We all have to get along. And the easiest way is what we did and what it cost us. Simple.
Thank you, Dominic. Okay, if it's okay, that'll be the end of the questions tonight. I appreciate everybody's time. I would like to echo one thing, just for everybody here. Property values are determined a lot by the culture of the building. Regardless of what happens in this election, I hope that you guys find a way to be able to get along and move forward. It's very, very important. You can feel the tension, and hopefully we'll be able to get by that after the election and just move forward. So thank you for your time tonight. Enjoy the new year, and happy holidays. I hope everyone had.
Anybody hear me? Hello?
I can.